Welcome back to Business on City News 570, powered by Cowan Insurance. And as God would have it, we are joined by Karen Williamson. She's a consultant with the National Benefits team at Cowan Insurance and was a participant recently at the Chamberfest event that we had during Oktoberfest. Great to have you with us again today, Karen.
Great. Thank you, Ian. Thanks for the warm welcome. And yes, it was a pleasure joining you at the event last week. Great time had by all. Hopefully everyone's recovered by now.
No, everyone's recovered. Gregory, we wanted to make sure we started a bit of a series on something that's really important and it's getting more prominence, which is the importance of diversity, equity, inclusion in the broad scope of what businesses do, including their employee benefits programs.
Yeah, I think what's interesting is, of course, everybody's been talking about DEI and its relevancy, and it's important to the business continuity plan going forward. But Karen, I think what we wanted to have you on is talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion as it relates to your group benefits program in your business. So why don't you give us kind of an introduction to DEI?
Absolutely. Will do, Greg. So yeah, DE&I is something that we talk about regularly on a day-to-day basis here in the benefits world. Not necessarily a DE&I expert specifically, but there's a really great potential for your benefit program to support your overall DE&I strategy. It's a strategy that is supported by benefits, but it's also a greater strategy that's going to be supported by things like your HR policies and that top-down tone from leadership. But I'm going to be talking to you about it in the context of a benefit program. So a lot of companies have heard the terms, they know it's important, but actually getting started and how do you take those concepts and put them into action and demonstrate to employees that this is important to you is not always as simple. So I am going to come back and join you because there's lots of different examples I can provide on how you can use a benefit program to support this. And I just can't cover it all in one session. But for today, let's kind of back up to the beginning and just cover off the terms and what they mean and why they're important. So starting with the D, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's exactly where we need to get to. Is just kind of cover off exactly what this means to business.
Yeah, so starting with the D represents diversity, and diversity in the workplace means having a wide range of identities, qualities, and experiences. So basically making sure that your employees are not carbon copies of each other. You don't want to be sitting around a meeting table and everybody's throwing out the exact same idea. So it means having employees that are of different races, genders, ethnicities, mental and physical abilities, and so on. And why is it important? There's a recent study completed by the Harvard Business Review, and they've actually noted that companies with a greater diversity are 70% more likely to capture different markets, compared to companies with low diversity. So a lot of the research is coming out that it's not just something that we know is the right thing to do, but that it actually helps to support a stronger business. And when we look at DE&I and how your benefit program can support those strategies, they can really help your business to attract and retain that diversity of talent.
Well, are there things here? I mean, what you're describing is some of this is just being intentional about making sure you're looking for diversity in your hiring and being connected with your employees so that they feel a sense of welcoming and belonging in the workplace. Not all of these things are going to cost money, are they? I mean, it's about intentionality or making your benefits programs with your making choices just be inclusive of everybody.
Exactly, Ian. So it's a holistic approach. Not everything has to cost money. So there are plan design components within your benefit program. It might be as simple as tweaking some of your policy wording to be more inclusive of people in different scenarios or different situations. The way you communicate about your benefit program, so just simply employee sessions, communications that you send out, by tweaking some of those, you can highlight inclusions that you might already have in your program, like an EAP, that support that diverse population. So throughout your hiring process, we know when employees are looking at a prospective employer, they do take a look at benefit programs. And so how you communicate that at that point in the hiring process might be a simple tweak. that
more and more in this world of looking for the right people and skilled trades, and immigration going to be very, very important to business in the coming years for finding the right employees. DE&I is going to be a critical component of every business's success, and you want to make sure that you're checking all the boxes. So, Karen, it's going to be great to go through this series, and I think educate our listeners on the benefits of how their benefit package can relate to that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, yeah, it's been fascinating. We're gonna impose upon you and have you back next week. Maybe even the next couple of weeks, because there's lots to cover here. It's fascinating, and as Greg said, important for business moving forward with every passing day. So we will look forward to having you back over the next couple of weeks. We've been joined by our good friend, Karen Williamson. She's on the National Benefits team at Cowan Insurance Group.